What up, all my fight fans? So we got ourselves a fight coming up. We already talked about this. It is coming up with Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. You know, this is a highly anticipated fight. This is a fight that's been being booked for quite some time. I believe it's been maybe a year, 2 years in the making. They've been going back and forth with each other, calling each other out, booking the fight. Tommy Fury obviously not being able to make the fight twice. It's been under different circumstances, but this fight looks like so far it's being made. So far it's gonna happen. But just in the case it doesn't happen, there just so happens to be a backup opponent. And that opponent just so happens to be bare knuckle fighter himself, Mike Perry. One hell of an MMA career. He's fought a lot of great guys, and he's had some really good bare knuckle fights. He's fought guys like Julian Lane and Michael Venom Page, and both won those fights. And of course, he's had some really great fights in the MMA world. Guys against like Paul Felder, Vicente Luque, Donald Cerrone. You know, he's had some really, really good contenders up there. He didn't have a super high level success. You know, he's definitely fought some high level opponents, but he wasn't, much of a title contender or a champion, if you will, and such like that. But still, a very, very dangerous opponent. We already see how dangerous he is when it comes to the bare knuckle world. He has hands. Mike Perry is no punk. He will literally scrap with the best of them. So my question to you guys is, if Tommy Fury doesn't go in there with Jake Paul for the third time, would you want to see that fight with him, Mike Perry, and Jake Paul? That would be one hell of a fight, guys. I promise you. I mean, yes, again, this just so happens to be a welterweight. Yes, again, it just so happens to be someone that is a little bit smaller. I understand. And it just so happens to be a MMA fighter. But hey, at the end of the day, Jake Paul is calling these other boxers out. They're not coming out. It is what it is. But still, it's a very tough MMA fighter. It's not a MMA fighter who has been well known as a wrestler, or well known as a grappler, well known as a jiu-jitsu practitioner, well known even as a kickboxer. He is not anywhere near there. He's always been one hell of a striker. He has his own MMA background and his own wrestling, jiu-jitsu and whatnot, but still he's always been known as a high-level striker, and that is something that, Jake Paul definitely needs. He needs strikers. He doesn't need former wrestlers or former jiu-jitsu guys or former grapplers. He doesn't need that. He needs strikers, and that is what Mike Perry is. He's going to go in there. He is game. He's going to fight to the very, very end, and that will be one hell of a war, and it'll be one hell of a test for Jake Paul, because with his recent opponents with Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, and Anderson Silva, Mike Perry is actually relatively young. He's actually a very young fighter. I believe he's like 30, 31 years old. So that's actually not that bad compared to some of the other fighters he's went against. So, but if that fight doesn't go through, I definitely would not mind seeing it. So let me know in the comments, guys, on if you won't mind seeing that fight. If you won't mind seeing Mike Perry versus Jake Paul in a boxing fight this coming February 25th, I believe the fight is. February 25th, February 26th, around that time frame. I think it's February 26th. I'll get back to you guys on that. But let me know in the comments what you guys think regarding that fight. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.